I'm going to say it again. I want you to absorb this. This has to sink in. Mr. McCain won the white vote. He lost by 7 points. Barack Obama had 66 million plus votes. 370 electoral college votes. John McCain didn't break 200. Obama had 170 more electoral votes more than was needed to win the White House. But yet, McCain won the white vote. That is a huge paradigm shift in American electoral politics. First time in history that the candidate that wins the white vote gets smashed by 7 points. That's talking about the power of the voter of color increasing going into the future. So if you have a party leadership that's completely ignoring that portion of the demographics of the electorate, they're a bunch of losers. Look at it. Jason, if you want to know where the country is going, look at my home state. I'm a 5th generation Texan. If you want to know where the country is going, look at the demographics of Texas now. Where it is right now. Anglos are no longer the majority. They are a plurality, but they are no longer the majority. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the United States of America is going. Next. Texas voters by ethnicity. 73 to 26, McCain. 98 to 2, Obama. 63-35, Obama. See, the problem is, whether Texas or across the nation or any other major state, is when you have this unholy alliance of liberal, and I do mean they are liberal. There are folks who do believe in socialism and liberalism. And you have this unholy alliance of these liberals teaming up with conservative. I'm going to say it again. Conservative African Americans and Latinos. It makes it extremely difficult to win elections. You can try to gerrymander and snake all your representative districts as much as you want to. But because of population concentration, it will make it extremely difficult for you to win elections towards the future. Liberal, elitist, Democrat, Caucasians linking up with African Americans and Latinos who are conservative but are changed to the plantation politics of the Democratic Party. And the party of emancipation has got to free them again. Next. Now, look at where I live. Harris County, Texas. Caucasians aren't even the majority anymore. This is the 3rd largest county, about to be the 2nd largest county in the nation. That's 25% of the Texas electorate. 25% of the Texas electorate. Where I live, it's larger than Kansas. Population-wise, larger than 28 states. 28 states. And this is, and if you don't, and you guys heard, I didn't, just elected the first openly gay lesbian mayor of a major city. This is why. This is why. And so if you don't begin attacking these dynamics, these numbers here, although it's 08, that's old. The city by is close to 4.5 million people. And it's going to surpass Cook County as the #2 county, and Houston in the next 15 years will surpass Chicago as the 3rd largest city in the country. Next. Missouri demographics. You better be real careful. Because you look at this and you're saying, oh gee, we're safe. No, remember what I started off saying. You've got to be aware of what's going on beyond the show me state. You got to be aware beyond what's going on in the Jayhawk state. Next. Kansas demographics. Or Kansas City, Missouri demographics. See this? When that Hispanic Caucasian population starts dropping below 60%, it starts getting into the 50s, you're in some serious danger. Serious danger. That's KC, Missouri. That's KC Mo. Next. KC, Kansas. Look at this. See? Now you know why it's so blue. I mean, at least in KC Mo, you got one state rep district that's red. You don't have, it's all blue on this side. All. And this is why. Look at these demographics. Next. Jackson County. Sorry about the little misalignment there. Okay, now remember the numbers from Jacob Turk. Alright? Well, once again, look at the demographics. If you don't do something going into the future, a candidate like Jacob or somebody who comes in Jacob's footsteps, stands on his shoulders, it's going to be essentially it's going to be utterly impossible. And you see, and you look at Republican Party leadership, and they look at these numbers right now, and this is why they refuse to sow any seeds or do any work in those districts. And this is why you have yourself a Galatians chapter 6, verse 7 problem. God cannot be mocked. A man will reap what he sows. And so if you don't sow any seeds, come harvest time, election day, you can't expect a harvest. So you have a leadership that will not put resources into a place where we now need. I would submit to you, need to get rid of that leadership. Amen. If you don't sow any seeds, you can't expect a harvest. If you don't plow the ground, you can't expect a harvest. Next. Wyandotte. Look at this. Below 50%. Texas. Right? Looks like Texas, doesn't it? Next. Johnson. And so even when you're thinking, we're safe in Johnson, right? Next. Douglas. Next. Okay. Right now, this is the demographic trends for the entire country. For the entire country. The white population is around 65%. Hispanic, black, Asian, other. This number is now antiquated. This number of 2050 is now projected to be about 2042. Larry Sabato, political science professor, University of Virginia, says no, this is going to happen about 2036. This red is where the population is how it's going to break down by the 2030s, 2040s. What you'll see is going to look like Texas. White population is going to drop below 50%. And so what you have in California, what you have in Texas, what you have in Jackson County is what's going to happen for the entire nation. Those demographic numbers are what the nation is going to look like. So if you don't begin to go in and change and convert voters of color, then the cause of liberty is going to be lost. Are you following me?
Yes.
Making sense to anybody?
Yes.
Next. Racial composition of the GOP. Now all the numbers and the demographic trends I'm showing you, look at the change between 2000 and 2009. This is the Anglo composition of the GOP. 85%. 88%. Hovering between 85 and 88. Black, 2%. Hispanic, between 4 and 6%. Others, between 3 and 5%. Whoever the others are. So you look at the demographic trends of your major urban counties in Kansas and Missouri. You look at the demographic trends of your major big states and the nation, and then you look at the composition of the GOP and you're saying, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this picture. You're going to have to get the composition of the party matching up with the demographic trends of the nation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.